Hello everybody, welcome back to the Black Sky Ranch. My name is Leo, and this is another episode of A Beginner's Guide to the Apocalypse. Today I want to talk about the Humble umbrella. Now everybody knows umbrellas are to keep you from getting wet when it rains. There's a few other uses I want to talk about. So let's get started. So number one, of course, is the rain. A lot of people don't think about an umbrella also to protect them from snow, but it can be useful for that too. And not only to protect yourself from the rain, but to protect other things. If you're trying to, for instance, start a fire in the drizzle and rain, real quick temporary shelter to help you get that fire started. Trying to read a map or look at your phone in the rain or in the snow, again, good practical little portable shelter. The second thing is the sun. Again, people that live in the desert know all about parasols and shade, but you may not think about that in your day-to-day life. A little anecdote to illustrate. I was on a rescue. I was the first person to arrive for a young woman who I think she passed out and fell, or fell and then passed out. We weren't sure, but in those days, traumatic injury, loss of consciousness, everybody got a backboard and a seat collar, full spinal immobilization before they could be moved. And this poor woman was laying in the sun in the middle of the trail in the summer, just broiling. Nobody would move her. By the time I arrived, she'd probably been cooking for half an hour. And I believe I violated protocol and moved her off into the shade, but it made me think if somebody had an umbrella, we could have prevented a little bit more misery. So, sun. Third thing is for self-defense. Now, obviously, it's not a serious weapon, but if you're attacked by somebody, you could always poke them in the eye. But I'm thinking more along the lines of wild animals, dogs, mountain lions. Just doing a little bit of that can scare the hell out of them. I've seen there's some kind of lizards, right, that have the same kind of thing where they have a big collar that jumps out like that to scare away predators. So that could work. Fourth thing is as a makeshift walking stick. These things aren't generally very sturdy. It wouldn't take all your weight, but just to keep your balance on rough terrain, especially if you're sick, you're hurt, you're in trouble. You might need that little bit extra to keep your balance. These things this weighs 1 pound, and it's not terribly sturdy, but it's got the crooked handle, which I prefer. So walking stick. That's the other thing, extending your reach. That hook can be used to extend your reach, to pull down a branch to steal some apples off a tree, or anytime you need to just reach and grab a rope, just to extend your reach. So that's another use. Let's see. Final use, I'd say, is to use as a basket when foraging for wild edibles or tinder, whatever. It makes a kind of an awkward but a usable basket for gathering things. Like I said, this one weighs 1 pound. I'm sure somebody out there makes survival umbrellas that have sword canes and all that stuff. That they might be fun, but I'm thinking more of the cheap. I got this out of Lost and Found, probably available at thrift stores for a few dollars. New good ones, $20 to $35 maybe. Just a basic one. They do make the smaller ones. It might be more packable for a backpack or for a kit. Not really sure about these. This weighs 1/2 of a pound. It's just not as functional as the full-size one. The telescoping handle is not very strong. It's not very long. They don't usually have a hook on the handle. And the construction is kind of flimsy. They're smaller. The circumference diameter is smaller. And they're triple jointed. The stays that hold everything together. So there's a lot of joints, a lot of failure points. So I don't recommend them, but you know, if you're really tight for space, I guess you could give it a try. I think that's all I got to say about umbrellas today. Get one, put it in your car. Probably already have one. Stick it in your car, stick it on your ATV. I keep this one on the Bullfrog for rescues, and won't break the budget, and might come in useful. All right, that's all for today. Thanks for watching. See you next time.